toma wala nga toma ka fanyo ko Ringas group 9 nata no sol ni doctor rol bi wol balon na ya ngeni ni ka wanya ko nyuka aji kaba man ta pharmacie ngoto o suto la ni ka fanyo ma na la piko bo rosta sama warali tata o pharmacie wonto wala ye Ringas group 9 fe ko nyini ma soto ma imagine wol ko nyoka mantra maje ngoy ko mbayi soto lo munto nyoko nyoko tabi kama Newtown pharmacie ndobi je ndato ko nyoka man soto non loptano do ko ni ko nyoko ye kili soto jele bo use kan sa murunna murunda ko de ko nyoko vitamin K anim bor ko tawol bin yanko yollo tofu bari hakle vitamin K la muta vitamin K nying amon soto je bo fana ngamoto mala ko de wasuto kata woni ni kana no vitamin K ni wo bor jamal mume is close to $2,000 in ama shawodi wota mon defo bala $800 wala fanka tari mbala ni mentata wala tam pharmacie ni dinga ko nyimu da soma dan sa ko do nyin dila ni wo borol nata nan kana buru loptano to o kola mo borol nge fenade de less than 5 minutes docteur ngaje ka findi nan to wo boro fata ngaje bundaye ko minekita ko nyoko a fata so ni non te la story wala nan ko bi fon fana nga findi nan jang ngani fo Gambia ko no jang Gambia no salo mimba keri loptano boro tije labe bo nori apal fa warta so ba journalist ol be dan do bi ka dunglo tanol kono ale je la facility jibe ba nyami iba modun la operation tiata kono nyaadi le boro mantra je imang Ringas group 9 soto je imang vitamin K soto je ko mi ya fo nyami ning boba bleed gang iba sula la vitamin K la pour ka bleeding ni stop wodo abore nyama tele story mi jinde di pour sa kala muto o nyama atomo aji sukay jawo na musolo mi yana ko na fudu da sanji sey ay dinna na wala wulunye ala dinna ni jama banta wodo dinno hena o suko no aba susu kanje mbari musol ba susu dikam so mbate mo min to Gambia be sa kala muto nyama no lopta no la man sef ko man to na muso do bije o ko ngadi mi ko nyoko ya sama lopta no don kijo fana man hanja da lopta no to ngoy manta je ngasa ma clinique ko so lopta no fon sa nimta nga to ma lopta no akan kijo le fana man hanyi lopta no la fon mbate mo min to so pour Gambia no sa kala muto nyama nga moy ko Gambia government ye million nankam bondi pour que ambulance ol sang bar bi kan lopta no ila generator man battery soto generator man battery soto ila borol fanal tije pour mol sa kala muto nyama ala barka ndito mo esa sidi belete aji suka jawo kemal ala barka
okay can we have the mic Ibrahim let's 5 minutes
so 5-10 minutes there because more complaint can online di buka mo yung kamuko and ala dyan na pa ay important ka bagay mo mo niya libe sirin ko majan al katana alenana alam na dyan ana pa ale sila anana anna kamun na prasa sibaro may ale information please jali ali para medraw da yun ay entertainment ke 5 minutes jani ba yung punna sound system mo parela ko ko la complaint ka ko mo kamu point mo kamoy anang kamayalo anang kita diliwalan mo niya tapay la mo kamu jali ale iba daw da nanam ba yung mo entertain jani ba yung punna parela please because what are complaints and if you come away and I am going to tell them only on a move again. What?
The conditions that our Gambia women face when they face a crisis in the event of
Thank you. Stop now.
Victims of negligence.
Yo, club, pussy club, pussy watchman. Chabo.
Tell me. Set
Yes, yes, yes.
Charles, bala ma rek nga puus.
Send bana bi kon. Sister.
Sorry, bala ma ne.
Okay, di bana is here, bana le.
Send.
Okay,
Ah? Léegi naka la?
di bana is here.
Stick it.
Come bana le, please. Check the regular, please.
Stick. Any delu gina.
Please, well done. Please.
What?
I'll not make it one side, please. No one in the sideway. No one see them. Huh? Now done, please. Now I got it together. More pijam. Camera more take. Camera more take. Huh?
Mic test. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everyone present here. I would like to thank my colleagues in the media. You all are welcome to this occasion. Before we begin with the press conference, I would like everyone to observe a moment of silence for the victim and their families who lost their life during giving birth. Can we all do individual prayers within ourselves, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Amin Ya Rabbi. May all our prayers be answered. This press conference is a call to action. I would like to begin with Gambian Women's Life Matter is a social movement of concerned citizens that came together to fight against the high rates of maternal mortality in the Gambia. We are a non-partisan movement comprising both men and women with the sole aim of reducing maternal mortality, advocating for increased investment in the health sector and to raise awareness of the general public, state and non-state actors on matters affecting women and children in the Gambia. We commend and applaud the government of the Gambia for their support towards the health sector during these trying times of COVID-19. We noted the attention that the health sector has gained over the time due to many health challenges the world is faced with. We also note that Gambia is a signatory to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, dubbed in Banjo, charter that protects both the civil and political rights as well as the economic, social and cultural rights of citizens. The Banjo Charter also guarantees the equality of men and women and prohibits discrimination, including based on sex, among other statuses. We also note that Gambia is a signatory to the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, dubbed in Banjo. Furthermore, the African Charter on the Rights of Women, otherwise known as the Maputo Protocol, complements the African Charter by providing an explicit definition of discrimination against women and addressing traditional values and practice that can impair gender equality, including forced marriage and female genital mutilation. The Gambia has not only signed these instruments, but in our own constitution, the rights of women and girls have been guaranteed under Section 28 and further buttressed in the Directive Principles of State Policy in under Chapter 20 rather. We also note that the Gambia has its own Women's Act, Children's Act, Disability Act, Sexual Offence Act, and Domestic Violence Act, among other laws, and relevant policies, all of which uphold the rights of women and girls and place clear obligations on the government to respect, protect, and fulfill these rights. As a signatory to international instruments that protect the rights of women and girls, and especially the UN Convention on the Rights of the Children, discrimination against women, and the Gambia government is under international organization to further protect women and girls, which includes to ensure that women and girls obtain and access service, facilities, resources that will ensure that health and well-being as equal human beings in this country is observed. As an advocacy group, the Gambian Women's Life Matter are concerned that despite the commitments and efforts by the government in promotion and protection of the rights and welfare of girls and women, our mothers and sisters continue to die in their numbers during childbirth. Pregnancy has become a life sentence for many when it should be a blessing and joy. The noble task of procreation for the continued survival and existence of human race on earth. Hence, pregnancy is special and every effort must be made to make it safe, enjoyable, and peaceful. Unfortunately, this has not been the case of many women in this country. This is a huge cause for concern for us, and we hold that the state is failing in its duty to rigorously and proactively respect, protect, and fulfill the rights of these women. In this regard, allow us to state that in the protection of human rights and provided in domestic, regional, and international instruments, a non-negotiable three-tier obligation has been placed on the state of uphold. There are obligations to respect. This is to recognize and accept that first of all, human rights exist and they deserve to be protected and fulfilled by the states and everyone else. Again, obligation to protect. That the state to refrain from interfering, harming, or abusing directly or indirectly with the enjoyment of reproductive rights. This obligation also includes the state to prevent third parties from infringing on reproductive rights and to make steps to investigate and punish such violation when they occur. That the state adopt whatever measures or provide necessary resources necessary, be they legislative, budgetary, judicial, and/or administrative, to ensure the achievement of the full realization of reproductive rights. We note that as part of their obligation, states must ensure that reproductive health system, information, goods and services are available, accessible, acceptable, and of good quality for states to meet their obligation to respect, protect, and fulfill reproductive rights. We are saddened that despite these instruments, Gambia women continue to suffer and die with impunity as their lives never mattered, contrary to our belief that no woman should die while giving birth. Daily accounts indicate that we lose 2 or more women during childbirth due to lack of blood or hospital conditions, including lack of necessary medical equipment or even electricity and water supply and ambulance service, among others, which pose a direct contravention to the government's obligation while undermining the right to life of women. We hold that no Gambian woman should die just to give birth to another Gambian. Both lives must live and in good health. We are therefore calling on the government and all stakeholders that this march is a call to action. We are hereby making the following demands to the Gambia government and all relevant state institutions for urgent and comprehensive action. We reserve the right to employ all other peaceful constitutions and democratic measures to ensure that the lives of Gambian women are not in danger while giving birth to a Gambian. To institute a commission of inquiry to publicly investigate all maternal death over the last 5 years with a view to ascertain the reason and identify measures to address them. To open a public inquiry on the utilization to ensure that every butut was well spent in line with the law, and where here have been causes of corruption and mismanagement, necessary measures of accountability are undertaken. Call on the government to increase the budgetary allocation to the health sector to the 15% agreed in line with the AU Abuja Declaration of 2001. We also urge the Minister of Health to take responsibility for all babies of mothers who died out of negligence, incompetence, lack of proper infrastructure, or for lack of adequate and timely information. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, as well as the Department of Social Welfare, to be fully strengthened and empowered to take up their roles more effectively to save women and girls. We are calling on the Gambia government to eliminate all costs related to antenatal and postnatal care and strengthen the OG units of all health facilities in the country to ensure availability, access, and quality. We cannot conclude without remembering those of our colleagues who died untimely for the wrongs of others. They are the heroes. We pray for Fanta Job of Brikama, Misira, in the West Coast region, Fatuma Tambala of Jalambang village in West Coast region, Fatuma Kijera of Brikama, Misira in West Coast region, Kumba Sambo of Tubakuta village in West Coast region, Kadimane of Kitty village in West Coast region, Wasabojang, Brikama in the West Coast region, Fatuma Tali in the Greater Banjul area, and Jankimbu in the Greater Banjul area. I thank you all for your kind attention. Also, I would like to thank Aisha Singate Foundation, Mother's Health Foundation, and Bama Care Foundation for always supporting Gambia Women's Life Matter movement, especially Aisha Singate Foundation and Mother's Health. They have been providing babies who lost their mothers on milk, clothes, and so many things that they would need for their upbringing. So we want to say a big thank you to all of you, and I think the floor is open for questions.
Thank you so much, Sally, for that well-articulated message, and I wish our demands are met. And we will not conclude this gathering without not inviting Uncle Madi to deliver a short statement. Uncle Madi, welcome.
Thank you. For those who have been victims of lost lives as they give birth to a Gambian, can you observe a minute silence? Can we observe a minute silence? Thank you. May their souls rest in perfect peace. The woman is the most important person in human society. We've listened to the families of the victims, and if we are listening very well to, I think it's Sheriff from Bukama, his wife died, and that's a baby girl. Now, he's denied company, and that's gonna have lifelong effect on him. But more importantly, we have that baby who is not going to get that breast milk, that mother's love that she needs, that every human being needs. And then, of course, the siblings are there, and the rest of the family going through grief for something that is unnecessary. I think it is so scandalous. I cannot express how angry I am that a human being, and a woman for that matter, giving birth to a Gambian had to die because of a generator, because of electricity. Now, this is a very serious issue, and I think all Gambians must recognize this and rise up to address this, because it is utterly unnecessary. The Gambia government has all the resources necessary to make pregnancy enjoyable, comfortable, and make childbirth safe for our women. So as a husband, as a father of girls, or my daughter could be a victim, could be one of those girls. It is utterly unacceptable. And the Gambia government has full obligation, the statement has highlighted that here, that the Gambia government has obligation to make sure that facilities and resources are adequately provided to ensure that our women who are pregnant, who are giving birth to another Gambian, do so in peace and safety. There's absolutely no reason why Brikama Health Center should be in the condition in which it is, or Serakunda Hospital, or Aero Francisco Hospital, all the way to Fatato Hospital. There's absolutely no reason other than the fact that the necessary political will does not exist in our government to deploy the resources necessary to ensure safe pregnancy, safe child delivery, in comfort and happiness. And this is what citizens got to realize. And our problem is not merely about the government, but our citizens. Which Gambian does not have a mother, a wife, a sister, a female friend? This place should have been filled to capacity from here to traffic light by Gambian men, Gambian women, Gambian children. Because this is exactly about our own lives. So we, the people of the Gambia, got to take our lives seriously. Those who died, they never chose for their people to die in giving childbirth. So this would have happened to any Gambian. So any Gambian with conscience should have been here. And more importantly, we should have expected that the Vice President, Dr. Asati Ture, should have been here. The Minister of Health, Lamin Sabata, should have been here. The Minister for Gender, Social Welfare and Children, Fatou Kinte, should have been here. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Mariam Dendin, should have been here. And so on and so on. But that alone tells us Gambian women, your lives don't matter. By the people you elect and appoint to be in charge of our public institutions that should deliver the services to you to have comfort and safety. That is what it is. Because why in the first place would the IGP have the audacity to deny a permit for this mad pass? And then to wait for within 24 hours or 48 hours to give back that permit and to restrict his march to a space of 100 meters and for 2 hours. As if we are seeking his permission or he's the king of the Gambia and we are tenants, foreigners in this country. This is our country. So Gambian women, your lives, the people who are in charge of this country, they don't care about your lives. And it is high time Gambian women, but more importantly, Gambian men and women and all citizens to stand up to say it is unacceptable. Go to Edward Francis Ward Teaching Hospital as our topmost hospital right now and just see the squalor of that compound, the dilapidation of that hospital itself, the unkindness, the filth in that hospital. And this is our topmost hospital. Meantime, you would have the State House, the ministers, the president, top government officials driving huge vehicles all over this place with all the comfort that they need, yet they don't even take their wives and children to Brikama Health Center. But that is why you and me, the poor people, go there. And this is what we got to recognize. So governments got to stand up to say, look, we pay tax. Governments pay tax, huge amount of tax. Gambia receives huge amount of loans and grants. And we cannot have a country in which people who are in government continue to enjoy benefits and incentives and comfort, and many people who are paying them, we die as we give back to another Gambia. It is utterly unacceptable. So I thank the Gambia Women Lives Matter movement and all the organizations that have come here, and really few serious, conscientious Gambians who have decided to come here under this hot sun and express what is unjust, what is unacceptable, what is unfair. And I think this battle should continue, and we should not rest until we make sure we have the state-of-the-art hospital at Edward Francis Ward Teaching Hospital and in all our health centers from Banjul to Pato. I thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum to you all. My name is Kumbaseka and I'm from Bibilo. I'm a victim. I came to say a story about my mom. Her name is Nay Samu. She died 3 months ago while giving birth. I'll never forget that day. I was on my way going to school. They called me and said that my mom is going to the hospital. I rushed to Kanepin to meet her there and they take her to Banjul. I went to Banjul. We sat almost for 2 hours on the door. They said I should not enter, and I'm the only one responsible for my mom. We lost our father 6 years ago. We only remaining with our mom. So I'm the only one responsible to go in with my mom to stay with her. And the guard said I should not go in. I'm small. And I'm 21 years old. I have all the right to go and visit my mom, to go and check on her. After 2 hours later, my mom was suffering. So he called on the phone and told me that I should call my grandma because she's the leader of the compound. She's the only one in the compound. I called her, she went there. She went in. I was sitting at the door. They said I won't enter. And I'm the first child of my mom. My mom begged them so that I can enter. But still they said I won't enter. I sat there for 5 hours. They came out and told me they lost my mom. She was bleeding. Okay, alhamdulillah that I had a brother, but I lost my brother 3 weeks after that. Yes, it's because when my mom gave birth, my brother was sick. Why should they give us only my brother without telling us he's sick? They should have given us medicine, even if we are poor. We all standing here, I know we have no money to go to the private hospitals. We is no more. All this is because of giving back to our hospital that is not having proper equipment. We have every right to stand here and say the right. I was just hearing that we have no permissions. We should, I don't know how to march. Yes. We have every right to march and say what's from our heart. Our Gambian women have right to give back normally. We have right to do everything in this Gambia because we are paying tax. With every month we are paying our normal tax. I think we should have every right to give back in our hospitals like the way the others do. We should have proper equipment and please urge the government to help us in this matter. Because the reason why we came in this fashion, just to talk about this thing, I think they should try and help us. Because I'm not the only one who lose my mom. We have others who lose their mothers, their sisters. So I believe we should have help and they should provide any necessary equipment in the Gambian local hospitals. And thank you all.
Jangan naik. Ini mati.
Assalamualaikum. I wasn't crying because of my cousin or my sister passed away. I'm crying because I'm a woman. I'm crying because youth are in big risks. We are all at risk as women. Giving back, we think of giving back. But if we have to give back and die, why should we? Gambia Women, you lose their lives, all because of the hospital negligence.
Kasak.
Sis, mai gini pun bisa kata ada.
Kanto bi ndiya ti jang bin sa tin nan sediamu ni ko yale bi jammi anin ko bo anin ni toro bar bitun sen mi sol nyabu ni man gi sol nyabu na dimin na mu min ta fo no la bar gambe be tembe da min to bi nsa faale ko al tan la ni nguru bo mbal ten tulam bali jayila alay anin kila ko ala sal sambanyato ko ala sa nguru bo sambanyato nte do ma ni bota bakilin fakilin min keta sirif bo janti abe kembuje ala muso wala wuluta aya dimo tuje ika fay fandu dena no be mun kebe sirin sabatirin bakawle kar dena no be mun bar ku ko don salon ko bi antol bi sabu kal tolle tamitan te man sakundala kan to min be tere Gambia ko man sakundaya belan ne barama kunna fa jama mu jaraje birin tol ko wata antol len tol kiskisi fanna ka fontira bu ko anna ka jalli dindi ka jama keke jama koni jama mon na be tilo to tray ni kato wata to ni en tol kiri dawo nan be wullale man ke de nyaaw nyaabal ni ko to ma hay nan aja ka di bo janna na ka adi en tolo tara mo na tele be mo kono bi Gambia koy na ko katon nde ka fula bi kama lo bitano damma Gambia koy na ko katon ma bi la bitano futa ngamira bila na ka je no mi na ngako minister bal kuma ko be siri ngala ni sama tama ka kuma mi fon fa ni okuya ka fo docteur jama kana bori jama di jam ni to ni ambulance ko ni yana tin ton fata le man da ambulance la ni kurata bi yetu ni ambulance ko kono yesa ko lopitan bor ke sole ngabe wondin ko ngala mi ala ni kila musole la mulula ibe di won tulaje wala do ni di wol kata jamaa la tawla ngame la banko la kasiyalla ko banko la katalala le banko nimman ko man la katalala president baron te dem ba ko le te aja ay dabo jang ba ko wun tawn nin tele mo ikati dum bi wallahi yetam mo min ke ka kambila comme so musolu Gambia muso man sawo man saniya jalo ta gi musolle kesi ko fay dota musolle ke tan gi musolle ke ta kuti barwo musol fanan ni e kum wondi imam ku noyla bari ko ne ni ne do ken nin tele mo be do la ina gi na ina jangi be ma simo min bi jang ani ko min be keri Gambia ko na aya longu barana ta kambe ko agete yata bak dokta sama te ngi ne fay ko ta e ke ko ita da kita do ni be ni ka ta ma je ko ya la fay ma lo wuri ta ma ita je mo ta bo ro le sang ni ni bare ke na buso ti ma ya ma so mandale a ulu ta wo so manda ki mo ta kana ma so ko bari je ni ba fa mon ta ko wati fula dong no sol ka be bilit kam bir ka ma ta kan mo be wara ni nyami ulu ko mo be wara ni nyami no so fula nta ko e fay man ke no so ti man ke docteur de ordli len ndeng wala ko je wala ko ñu no min ta kan kantunia mo samba na wuluta ya jamin ka babala ni ta man suter ke je ni man faham je ni ma ke do asamba da mi ya non ko doktan ba mi da bandul doktan asamba je tuma do ni wal fana man ku don salon ko ala la police barali ya tu do ri ya ka ke ko ta bo ye lo gina ta kayela musu ka bana ta ayana ta adiyalla ali o ye lo ali bi bilit man tem kun kuno ata sabala doktan bilit so banda salan tan ni fo wula o talan woro wula tambita ibe fukala sara biri joto wato fituwa tambi ibe fukala je wati ni ma fe ma butani muna na ta fala na fata be gida kumbola be muna kumbola na man kala jano la minister to ya lo pate be lo ni yaro lo ngani mfoya wala mfoya kuno ndi man kilimi kuno kole kuno kaka nyama lapitano musoli man kumbola fadi ya haramuta ori keso mo ma kumbo ko e mo ila jamano ka banni bar dimbe president baro la jamano la kono yinsa ya nya ndama je mo motumo mota yin sanji mo woni kono mani bulo la ni ka fate ndo nyama bari telo de mai mo si mama ibe wulla bari oto musol mbal tentula mbali jayila musol so ko do ya tan tentula be nyanta tentula al be tenti oto mbal tentula mbali jayila mbe wala le simani jata kendala ale banna babi kenna dena noli ale bayo fasa minna aja aida bojam akaw mutam ba dena no fabe ke muje ka fay pour bojam ala baraka ala mali aljo ndina le kilo to watu watu ke fitlan man ke de nyaw nyam bal ko ba bin bal ko ba sam kan to mo mina ta kila ni wal fasa ka bayo fasa ala ma ala aljo balin jam inim bar ala ma ala ejo ni la di bal be ala baraka to be ko mo danne
Alimbara.
Yo, bukan tanpa bakal itu, nada jam. Ini sih cuma di zaman yang di dokter oleh sama suara nasi. Because school only along kalian tentu di jakal lain dulu. Yeah, because misalnya kita party motor sign, dan dia menggoda. Misal po, anak saudara lalu dan temalong, andong Gambia nula janta ulla wala, So, bertemu di Tangkelajan, and also kafe yang berpenampilan yang beri support, ni mumbi la pool, di komusul la kapagi, ni telah mau manfaat, telah mau pada, wala dua mau pada, and minta tapi malah so, minta naso, it's high time to penampilan beri kafe. So, love the modi konsa gulula for being here, and don't come full fire food. We're gonna keep, pushing harder and harder and harder. So, manda jambulan na juga yang jimbon din kalali jere. Yeah. Danina lilanna dulce jam falanna itale wulunna italenna fumo betinna manjutulenna nene mambalanna nadulta fumo be burta da male ka fonyena itale wulu yedi ka beto dinna ina kuja oke ikonye fatanyina nasula femol naya be dinna yin kanomi tanna fonka funyina se bonna bodo doye bunde nyite ti manna kañum filino min fil dol nene talo nanga bajele milie diwol fay dol be ta konna dol le bulo masile tale dol be donna dol kabata min takidi wala kola wonen telonna ise duniya la duniya kam bamane ta sanna anin dole ne kanna daji ko ne tabbanna wala na dike kana mo pisaka ka ura ka ko ande ni muso ne kafa wandi bama ino so alman bulo laji alman mara bama
Thank you so much, Mr. Fall, for coming. And I think we're going to court in here. We will be simple and be there. We have a time to try and do what we will get. Okay. Kuna esa pale kashangalama bali ala hajo be bulana njere anata nan kana be mabe ala mari ribe tati ngoto alma danela alma kafani ne makilay ngamobe tentu ngege ila na wala jambi ibin bango dawada ani media hasi sol miliele na fulol kije in one way or the other. We are saying a very big thank you to all. Thank you. And the Gambia Police Force for bringing that side, this side security. I think the more way who can get more of us. We are saying a very big thank you.
Mike. Interview. All the media houses come over. All the media houses. What is your name? Yes. All the media houses come over. All our names. Charles. Mustafa. Charlie. All media houses come over. All the media houses come over here, please. Media houses come over here, please. Vamos close.